guys are gonna have to do so much better than that to wake all these alligators up, right? Let's try one more time. How's everyone doing today?
Yay!
Okay, much better. My name is Liz, if you haven't met me already. And I'll be doing your feeding demonstration for today. Now, if you folks have any questions at all, please feel free to shout them out. You know, I can tell you one of the most common questions I get. How is this little bucket of food going to feed all these gators, right? And I mean, the answer, it's not. See, alligators are reptiles, which means they're what? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded? Cold-blooded. That means they use the heat and the sun to help digest their food. So unlike us warm-blooded people, they don't need to eat every day. We feed the alligators in this pond here about 1,000 pounds of food every 4 to 6 weeks. And in those feedings, we throw in things such as beef, pork, chicken, fish, farm-raised rats and rabbits. And that right there is intended to feed them all. Today, as I said, just a demonstration. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay.
They don't mind the sound of the boat?
Not as much as I do. So, on today's menu, we have rats.
Cool.
Hey, if that's all I'm going to get for expressions, I'll take it.
Awesome.
Delicious. Do you want one? So in this pond, I have 250 American alligators. Today we'll take a guess as to what I have more of, males or females? Females, you got it. For every one male alligator we put in this pond, we put in approximately 5 females. Now that's because male alligators can cover multiple females during the mating season. Furthermore, male alligators are very territorial.
Look at him.
That's cheating.
That's awesome.
So to minimize the amount of fights, we minimize the amount of males that go into the pond. Let's see. You know, for some reason, everyone seems to believe that alligators are out there eating people.
Oh.
When really, only 6% of all alligator attacks are fatal. So why might an alligator attack a person?
Idiocy.
Messing with them? How about doing exactly what I'm doing right now? Feeding them. Yeah. I think sooner or later this will probably get me attacked. Don't you agree?
Probably.
Absolutely. The alligators have a natural fear of people. But once they're fed, they lose that fear. And they will approach just about anyone. You think about it, you're out there camping, right? And let's say that person that was camping there before you was feeding the wild alligators. Now these guys in this pond here don't know the difference between me or any of you. So the next thing you know, in the middle of the night, you have one of these guys at your tent door. You see, the problem is they don't care when your handout ends, and then, you know, your actual hands and fingers begin. And for that reason, folks, it is illegal here in the state of Florida to feed the wild alligators.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if any of you folks noticed that prison that you drove by on the way over here.
We did.
Probably try to avoid that place on the way back.
Which
Don't
place?
feed any of the wild alligators.
Oh, the person.
Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, you know, I had somebody ask me earlier if they were all alive. Now you notice how a lot of these alligators are laying very, very still. See, what they're doing is they're sucking in that heat and that sun. Well, that's especially true on the side of the road. You see, they love the hot asphalt. Now, assuming that they're statues or, I don't know, maybe they're dead because that guy over there doesn't look like he's breathing, people tend to go up and try to poke at them.
Oops.
Or, you know, maybe try to take a... Oh, they're sharing. Or, you know, maybe try to take a selfie with them. And the next thing you know, your arm is in their mouth. Some of these bigger guys can and will come down with over 3,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. I mean, that's equivalent to, let's say, a small car with teeth coming down. Or whatever the... You missed. You gotta produce that $2,000 and go in there and hand that rat.
Yeah. Another big one right there.
Is it still sitting there?
I think so.
So do you guys have any questions so far? I gotta feel like I'm talking a lot. No? Keep talking? I can do that. You notice the rats that went out... Stop. Notice the rats that went out into the water. Now, they don't swallow underwater. So if it locates, it has to stick the head above the water to swallow it. Let's go a little over the crowd. See what we got. He's looking for it. trying to prove a point. I think he's got it. Keep your eye on him. Got it?
Yeah, he looks like
Yeah, he's got some.
There.
He's got it.
Up and out of the water to swallow. Throw it. You know, surprisingly enough, too, these guys are pretty fast on land. I mean, they look pretty lazy. But at this size, they can run anywhere from 7 to almost 12 miles an hour. In the water, though, is definitely their prime territory. The alligators can swim between 20 and 25 miles an hour. I mean, I'm a pretty good swimmer, but I'm not going to swim that fast. And it is reasonable to assume that you can find alligators in pretty much every body of fresh water here in the state of Florida. But with that being said, they're opportunistic predators, which means they like an easy meal. So if you folks happen to be swimming around in a lake or a pond, especially at night, the alligator is just going to see your head and think, well, hey, that's a bite-sized meal. You could be a tasty duck. And they may go and try to take a bite out of it.
Yeah.
Not realizing, you know, that you look so comfortable.
Yeah.
Not realizing, you know, that your body is still attached to your head and it's just much too large for them to consume. So I guess what I'm getting at, guys, you know, during your stay here in South Florida, use the pool. Leave the lakes and the canals to the alligators. Let's see. So I do have only 2 rats left. Any suggestions on who I should feed or where it should go?
That one looks like he's waiting.
Which one?
Or maybe he's just being lazy.
I know you see it.
There we go.
Ah, you missed. Darn it. You are very sneaky. Here, open up.
Whoa.
Alright guys, that was my last rat, so it is going to go ahead and conclude my feeding demonstration.